Boom, 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 boom.
The area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a rectangle equals length times width.
Bomba spot, bomba spot is bont. Bomba spot, bomba spot is bont. First conjugation, imperfect tense. A verb, a verb. A verb is a word that asserts an action, shows a state of being, links two words together, or helps another verb. A verb is a word that asserts an action, shows a state of being, links two words together, or helps another verb. World War II began in 1939 when Hitler invaded Poland. Two engagements that helped the United States win the Pacific Front were defeating Japan at the Battle of Midway and dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. World War II began in 1939 when Hitler invaded Poland. Two engagements that helped the United States win the Pacific Front were defeating Japan at the Battle of Midway and dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945.
This is CC Cycle 2, Week 16 History. Tell me about how World War II began. So it starts off with World War II, pretty simple to sign, WW2. Began in 1939 when Hitler, so we're going to make the H, but we're going to put it under our nose like his mustache. When Hitler invaded Poland, there's your peace sign. And then you're going to flip that hand right back up for two engagements that help the United States, there's our salute, win the Pacific Front. So we're going to hold our hands forward, Pacific Front. We're defeating, this is where you fight Japan. We're going to show the islands of Japan at the Battle of Midway. So we're going to fold our hands down the center and dropping atomic bombs. That's when our hands come back up and explode on Hiroshima. Here's your H, and Nagasaki, there's your N, in 1945. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. World War II began in 1939 when Hitler invaded Poland. Two engagements that helped the United States win the Pacific Front were defeating Japan at the Battle of Midway and dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Good luck.
What is Newton's first law of motion? Newton's first law of motion states that an object at rest tends to remain at rest, and an object in motion tends to continue moving in a straight line at a constant speed unless an outside force acts upon it. What is Newton's first law of motion? Newton's first law of motion states that an object at rest tends to remain at rest, and an object in motion tends to continue moving in a straight line at a constant speed unless an outside force acts upon it.
This week we will be studying the Balkans. So we're going to start with Greece, which is right here, right at the Balkan Peninsula. Then Albania, which is over here a little bit to the west. Then Bulgaria, which is over here to the east. Then Slovenia, which is way over here, kind of by Italy. And then Romania, which is here above Bulgaria. Now I ask, and you point, where is Romania? Where is Slovenia? Where is Bulgaria? Where is Albania? And where is Greece? Now I point and you tell me.
Okay, so it's Bulgaria, Slovenia. Hey, what? What are you doing? I'm trying to learn all the Balkans. You know, I'm not like a Russian blue or anything. I'm an American calico, so I don't really know that area of the world very well. So I'm trying really hard, and you're bothering me.
Japan's the period, Charlemagne crowned emperor of Europe, Alfred the Great of England, Eric the Red Leaf Erikson, Norse explorers, Vladimir the First of Kiev, Byzantine Emperor Basil II, 1000 AD, 1000 AD, East-West schism of the Church, Norman conquest and feudalism in Europe, the Crusades, Zimbabwe, and early Mali in Africa, Aztecs of Mesoamerica, Francis of Assisi, Thomas Aquinas, Japan shoguns, Incas of South America, Genghis Khan rules the Mongols, England's Magna Carta, Ottoman Empire, Marco Polo's journey to China, 100 Years' War and Black Death, the Renaissance, China's Ming Dynasty. Timeline, timeline, this is my timeline. Age of exploration, circa 1400 to circa 1600. Prince Henry founds School of Navigation, slave trade in Africa. Gutenberg's printing press, Shanghai in Africa. Tsar Ivan the Great of Russia, the Spanish Inquisition. Columbus sails to the Caribbean. 1500 AD, 1500 AD, age of absolute monarchs, circa 1500 to circa 1800. Protestant Reformation, Spanish conquistadors in the Americas, Calvin's Institute of the Christian Religion, Council of Trent, Baroque period of the arts, Japan's isolation, Jamestown and Plymouth colony founded. Age of Enlightenment, circa 1650 to circa 1800. Hudson's Bay Company, first great awakening, classical period of the arts, the 7 Years' War. Phew! Timeline, timeline, this is my timeline. Age of industry, circa 1760 to circa 1969. James Cook sails to Australia and Antarctica. American Revolution and General George Washington. Madison's Constitution and the Bill of Rights. French Revolution, the Second Great Awakening. Louisiana Purchase and Lewis and Clark Expedition.
This is week 16 of the timeline, and it starts out with Age of Industry. So with Age of Industry, you're going to make the sign for machine, which would be you interlock your fingers and kind of bounce it. Age of Industry, and it goes circa 1760 to circa 1969. It's really hard to sign all of that in the limited time that you're going to sing it. So we're just going to do circa 17. So this is like for 1700. Circa 1700 to circa 1900.
So you would still say 1760 and 1969, but just to give you an idea. Then it goes into James Cook sails to Australia and Antarctica. So you're going to make the J sign. James Cook sails to Australia and Antarctica. Then you have the American Revolution. So you're going to make 2 R's with both hands. Take the right one and flip it upside down, and you're going to go around it. So the American Revolution and General George Washington. So you're going to make a G sign, and you're just going to stripe it down your shoulder like the stripes that a general would wear. Then you have Madison's Constitution. So you're going to sign M for Madison, and then Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So you're just going to slide your hand up your left hand for Bill of Rights. Then you have French Revolution. So you're going to make an F sign and flick it. French Revolution, just like we did Revolution before, but now it's for French instead of American. Then you have the Second Great Awakening. And then you have the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark Expedition. So you would just look like you're searching, and oh, I found it. So we'll go from the beginning. Age of Industry, 1760 to 1969. James Cook sails to Australia and Antarctica. The American Revolution and General George Washington. Madison's Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The French Revolution, the Second Great Awakening, Louisiana Purchase, and the Lewis and Clark Expedition. Good luck.
This week's science experiment is called Shape Up, and its purpose is to determine how shape affects speed. You will need a ramp of some sort, 2 jar lids the same size taped together, a large roll of masking tape, and a marble. You are going to take the ramp, and then you're going to have a helper hold the disc, and then you're also going to have another helper hold the roll of tape, and the other helper hold the marble, and then you're going to release all 3 objects at once. Set, go. Yeah. Your results should be that the marble rolls the fastest, with the lid disc coming in second and the tape last. Why does this happen? The rolling speed is related to the distribution of weight around the object's center of gravity, which is the point at which an object balances. The center of gravity of all the objects in this experiment is at their geometric center, but each has a different weight distribution. The closer the weight is to the center of gravity, the less energy it takes to rotate the weight. Given the same amount of energy, the marble moved fastest because its weight is closest to its center of gravity, and the hollow tape roll moved the slowest because its weight is located farthest from its center of gravity. This experiment is called Breakthrough, and its purpose is to demonstrate how the shape of an object affects its falling speed. You will need 2 sheets of typing paper, a pencil, a compass, a ruler, scissors, and Scotch tape. On each sheet of paper, you're going to draw a circle about 8 inches in diameter and cut it out equally. On one of the paper circles, you're going to cut a slit from the outside to the center, and then you're going to overlap the cut edges to form a cone, and you'll use 1-inch piece of Scotch tape to secure the edges. You're going to put an equal sized piece of Scotch tape in the center of the flat piece of paper to keep the weights of both circles equal. Hold the circle in one hand and the cone point side down in the other at the same height. You will then drop the cone and paper circle at the same time and observe as they fall and strike the floor.
Ready, set, go. Oh yeah.
The results are that the paper cone hits the floor first. Why? On Earth, falling objects pass through a layer of air called the atmosphere. As the objects fall, they collide with air molecules that exert an upward force on them. The amount of the uplifting force depends on the surface area of the object. The flat sheet of paper has a larger surface area, and many molecules of air push upward on it, causing it to fall more slowly than the cone. As the cone falls, it has less surface area, so it breaks through the air molecules with fewer of them striking its surface, and thus falls faster. Claude Monet, born in 1840, was a French painter who is best known as the leader of the Impressionists, a group of painters who painted what they saw and felt, rather than painting something exactly the way it really looked. Monet was known for painting with short brush strokes and dabbles and splashes of pretty colors, catching light and reflection in his work. Monet painted anything from simple haystacks to grand cathedrals, but he is best known for his painted impressions of lovely gardens and reflections in water of flowers and trees. Monet's paintings were beautiful, but he was not always happy with them. Sometimes he burned them when he was most dissatisfied. Thankfully, most of his beautiful paintings have survived and become the most popular and best-loved works of all the Impressionists. One of Monet's most famous paintings is the footbridge, seen here. It's from a bridge that crossed his pond. This week at CC, our children will be painting Impressionist paintings by dabbing and daubing paint on damp paper, perhaps painting flowers or water reflections like the great master Claude Monet.
That's a wrap. Psh, psh, psh.